Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OK Show. Monday, Monday, Monday. What's up?
Hey, what up? Get the mouth of the south here. I'm doing my outdoor action. It's kind of
Are you
dark.
outdoors? All right.
Yeah, I am. I'm outside. I'm outside. It's it's hot inside. The living room air conditioner is like bonkers. I don't know what's up, but there's the fan turns on, but it doesn't get cold. So I think you have to reset something. I don't know what it is. I read it online. I'm still trying to find the reset button on the. It's like an inverter split type air conditioner. So I don't know what's up with that. It's not
All
broken. I
right. Okay.
mean,
There goes your best friend. Boom.
yeah, it's protecting me, man. It's my bodyguard. I can
Right.
get better lighting though. Do I need better
I
lighting?
know. I
Let's.
know. I thought you were in a new room, and
No, hold
that
on, hold on. No,
that
I'm
thing
outside. I'm
behind you,
outside.
whatever you call it.
I'm outside. There, see,
Um.
like I'll show you. I'll show you. See, I'm outside. It's like there. You can see my bite.
Yeah, I
See,
know, right?
I'm outside. So,
Okay. Okay.
but hold on. I gotta get something. I gotta get my lighting.
But I thought you were in a different room, and that thing behind you, your best friend that protects you from the mosquitoes and the insects that flies around you. I thought that was like a sort of brand new, like Zen light, whatever. Bah! There you go. All right. Ouch.
No. I don't have my studio yet. No.
I don't want to be these guys
I
if
don't have a
I,
studio yet.
if I can help
Yeah,
it.
there you go. I'm
Too
back.
bad for these guys.
Oh, there I am. Okay,
Anyway,
my light came off. All right. So, what are we doing? We're doing breakups.
we're doing a
Is what this is
live, we're
about?
doing a live show because I'm so
I
lazy editing stuff.
Yeah, I
That
don't mind. I
explains the
enjoy
live
doing the live
show.
shows, man. I don't mind doing the
Right.
live shows. I
Anyway,
mean, we could.
so we're back to talking about nonsense. So tonight we're talking about "Break It to Me Gently" or "Baby, Don't You Break My Heart Slow." I mean,
Ooh, I
if
like
you are
it.
going to get your heart broken, right? If you're going to get a heartbreak,
Or,
which one would
or,
you
or if you're
prefer?
gonna go and break somebody's heart, right?
Yes, yeah, but then that's not really your. That's not really yours to. I mean, the decision's not really yours to make, right? I mean,
Well, the
they're the ones
approach,
getting
the
hurt,
approach. I mean, it's
right? I
it's
mean,
still kind of in a way you have something to do
well,
with
yeah,
it. I
you
mean,
can
your
decide for that,
approach,
but
right?
that would be sadistic on your part. I mean, if the other person, if the one that you're gonna, you're just gonna devastate, prefers it the other way around, and so that's kind of sadistic. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If they prefer
Yeah.
bring it to me gently, then you kind of
I
like
think they would prefer.
just
I
like
think they would
drop the
prefer
bomb
you
on them, then that's kind of like
not to do
sadistic.
it at all. There you go. There's lighting. That kind of made it worse. Oh, I don't know what's up with this place. Anyway, doesn't matter. All right, hold up. Let me.
All
There.
right, so you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll do with whatever I can do with. I'm outdoors. I mean, it's just the air conditioner. The air conditioner in the living room screwed up, so I have to do it here. It's cooler here.
Is that your
So
dog or the neighbor's dog?
no, that's a neighbor's dog. That's a neighbor's dog. That's like a
How
few
many
houses
houses
away
away?
too.
A few houses away?
That's dude. That's
Holy
like a
shit.
block
That's
away.
kind of
Yeah, that's
loud.
that's a block. People have big dogs here. I don't know why. It's like
Right.
why
Do
have a
neighbors
big dog
complain
when you have
though?
you have a small
Do you
house and
have
you have a
like
big
rules
dog?
and stuff about dogs? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Actually, we
having
do.
dogs
We
and such,
do. I mean,
right?
you can always complain. You'll have that dog trained, but he doesn't really. It doesn't bother us that much. I mean, at night, it's like you know that was a rare occurrence when the dog barks like that. So
See, here's
it
the
doesn't
thing.
always happen.
It never happens in Japan. Like people have dogs here, but nothing like that happens. I don't know why.
Yeah, because they're trained. They're trained. You have to train your dogs. You have to have them professionally trained to not bark at
So
nonsense.
that
I think
that
that's the
that
thing.
sound that you have right now, that is so Philippines. And sometimes I miss that because I see a lot of people walking their dogs here in my village, but I never hear dogs at night. Nobody barks. I have no idea
Yeah,
why. What do they do with
it's
these dogs? You know what I'm
it's
saying? It's
they
creeping
choke
me
them.
out. That's what, yeah, exactly. So it really puzzles me why I don't hear dogs barking at night.
There are
I
also
mean, come on.
dog
I mean,
breeds
at
that
some
don't
point
bark
they
as
should be
much.
barking, right?
Yeah, there are dog breeds that don't bark as much too. So it could be that.
So what breed is that? The Japanese
We don't
breed?
know.
Is that what you're saying? I don't know anything about dogs.
Probably, probably. I think a Shiba Inu is Japanese breed. The
Right.
only Japanese breed that we're familiar with here is the Japanese Spitz. That's like a common breed here. Japanese. That's like a 1-5 dog. I remember the Japanese Spitz. That's like
Is that even an actual
that's
dog,
usually
or
that
we
was
just
like
made it up?
sold for like what? No, no, no.
Is
It's
that an
like that
actual
white dog
Japanese
that
dog?
barks. I don't know if it's a real Japanese dog, but people call it Japanese Spitz, and it's like white and
Right.
it's hairy and
I
it barks
heard
a
I
lot.
heard of it when I was in the Philippines.
He used to be the only like kind of fancy dog breed here in the Philippines. Well, as far as I'm concerned,
Japanese
back in the
Pits.
day,
How do you spell Pits?
now
Pits? Pits?
Spitz
Or
like Spitz, like
okay, so
Spitz. I
Japanese
think
Spitz. So it's
Spitz, yeah, not
actually
a
Spitz,
Japanese with
like it,
Spitz. Yeah, it's a
Japanese
Spitz with a
Spitz.
Z. So I don't know if
Japanese
that's
Spitz. All right. Okay.
I don't know if that's true or what, but anyways, yeah. So that's that. So where were we? So we're talking about
Okay. Oh, we have
we're ta-
four people. I know we have five messages, not four people. We have three people
oh we do.
joining us. Gabby, good to see you guys on a Monday. Well, yeah, we're glad to have you guys.
Yeah,
Good evening, everyone. Patrick,
Carla's right. Guapo ang
all
Japanese
right?
Spitz. That's true. That's all it does. It barks like crazy. Puro ow ow. It's all bark,
Ow,
no
ow.
bite. Oh, maybe sometimes it bites. But that
All right,
used to be
live is
like the
better
only
than fast
popular one.
PC. I knew it. I mean, I like the live show too. Anyway, okay, is that the Vonda Shepherd song from Ellen McBeal? Yes. As a matter of fact, yes, Patrick. That's a song I'm referring to. The Vonda
That's
Shepherd
very
song, and
throwback.
then "Break It to Me Gently" is whose song? Who sang that song? Break it to me
Break it to
gently,
me
blah blah blah.
gently.
Is it a Patty Austin song?
Some old chick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Something like that. I'll Google it.
Right, hang
One of us has to
on.
Google
Okay,
it. You Google it.
all right, okay. Break it to me. Brenda Lee. It's actually Brenda Lee,
Okay.
not Patty Austin. Brenda
Never
Lee.
heard.
All
Not
right.
familiar with Brenda Lee. So,
Okay.
all right.
Patrick, I heard you have a new name now. What's that name again? I read it on Twitter. Patrick Angelo Amable, blah, blah, MIT. What does that stand for? Like MIT. Does it stand for something? The silence. And then boom.
No, no, because because you were like asking him. I was actually waiting for him to respond. And I'm like,
I
hold
know,
on,
right? Like,
hold on. It's like this is like chat. That's the thing too. That's what confuses people, man. We ask them questions and we expect them to answer, and we're like, no, we have to wait for them to chat it in. And what if they're like
no,
washing the
like you
dishes or
can
something?
answer at
What if
some
you know what I'm
point, but
saying?
yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No,
like
I know because we're so used to how we do it on radio. Most of our
yeah, it's like
listeners
everything's
reply
instantaneous.
ASAP, right? Yeah. But
Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's like you have to consider a lot of things: the internet, the connection, what they're doing. Are they
yeah.
fully paying attention
Probably
and
washing the
stuff like that?
dishes, for all we
Right.
know.
Right.
So,
What's
anyways,
this?
all right. So,
Guapo ang job spits kay kusog mo. Oh, hey, all right, okay. Yes, the university just conferred my master's degree today. All right, okay. Congratulations, then. Congratulations. I just didn't get that. I was like, I know MIT is like, I know of MIT in the states. Like, I think it's in Boston, right? Like MIT. So
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
that like the same MIT? Are they affiliated? Because I know you're in Australia right now.
Dude, MIT is crazy. I mean, MIT is like genius level. I remember we would pass by MIT. It's not that far
Does
from
it
Harvard. I
stand
remember
for
passing by.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology? Is that what
It
it
does,
stands
yes,
for?
yes, it does. If I'm not mistaken,
Massachusetts
it does.
Institute of Technology. Right.
And I remember my aunt would always tell me, Rod, if you're smart enough, you can go to that school. I'm like, yeah, right. That's like I couldn't even get to Philippine Science High School. What are you talking about? I mean,
Mapua Institute of
what?
Technology,
Yeah,
MIT.
Mapua.
That's our
That,
version.
there's a chance. Maybe Mapua, yeah, but not the MIT. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, welcome everybody. For those who've been through, done that in terms of relationships, feel free to share. If you haven't been in any serious relationship or you haven't been in too many breakups or heartbreaks or whatever, like how would you prefer it? I mean, does it work for you? A lot of people ask me about the meaning of MIT today. Is it Melbourne Institute of Technology? Could be.
Yeah, right.
Could be.
Because I know of MIT in the states because it's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's the
people who go to
popular one,
MIT are
yeah.
really smart people, right? I
Yeah,
think
super smart people. In
Noam
science,
Chomsky went
especially in
there, or
math and
he
sciences.
teaches there. But yeah,
Yeah.
what's that TV series? Chuck. I think MIT
Yeah.
was like in the in the
MIT, yeah.
mix there.
Oh, he just
It's
said it's
just
Master
Master
of
of Information Technology. All right, okay, whatever. I mean, it's still a
It's
master.
not even a school, dude.
You're a master
It's
of
like
something. I'm not a master
it's
of
like what he
anything.
finished. Yeah.
I know. I mean,
You're a
being a
you're
master of
I'm
something,
a
that's
I'm a
a big
master
deal.
I'm a master of Bayesian.
You're a master of Asian.
He's not even spelled right.
That I would believe. That I would believe. No doubt. All right.
Hey, you
Master of
too, right? We're
Information
both masters.
Technology. Holy crap. All
I'm a
right.
master of the universe. Man. All right, so smart people. You're surrounded by smart, but a
Yes.
different kind of smart though. Like I don't want. I mean, just to be fair to people like us, we're also intelligent, but in a different way. Like we're intelligent with like not wanting to prove anything. I mean, not that Patrick had to prove something, but it's like a confirmation if you get a title. Like if you become like you get a PhD or you get a master's degree or you get a doctorate or whatever, it's like it's a confirmation that yes, you are very familiar with that particular topic. That is your field. You can get interviewed with that, and very few people will be able to out discuss you or whatever. And
I
it's
would
a
remember
confirmation.
I would remember adults saying back then that ikaw master ka sa kabuang. Like that, yeah, probably I'm a master of that.
Yeah,
Master sa kabuang. Anyway,
jack of all trades, master of none. Right?
true. Yamada-san, konbanwa. Yes, good evening. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Okay, we're talking
So
about, if you're going to go through a heartbreak, would you prefer it to be, break it to me gently, or baby don't you break my heart slow? Right? I mean,
that's kind of the
which one do
same,
you
right?
prefer? No, baby don't you
Oh,
break my
baby,
heart slow. Don't
no,
break it
baby, don't
slow,
you break
just
my
like,
heart. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just because I'm kind of relating it to the song, and the song's like a
Yeah,
ballad.
I
Like
know.
it sounds like she's crying, like baby,
Yeah.
like, but she
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like
Actually, yes.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's actually the other way
I'd
around.
rather you
It's
be
actually the other.
mean. That's what the lyric is all about. I'd rather
Yes,
you be
yes, yes.
mean than love and lie. I'd rather take a blow, right?
Yeah,
Then at least that I would know. But baby, don't you break my heart slow.
I know you love that song. I remember that. Still remember the CD. It's like Baby Blue. Like the CD
Yes.
sampler was like
Yes.
Baby Blue. See, I
Yes.
remember. I know it.
Yes.
Vonda Shepherd.
That's a
Baby
Sony. That's
Blue,
a
right?
Sony
Is that
sampler.
Warner? Sony?
Yes.
Okay, Warner, Sony,
It's a
Sony. All
Sony
right, Sony.
sampler. Yes. It's a
Sony.
Sony
Yeah,
sampler.
yeah. So
It's cut
Sony
number
usually
8.
the titles are very small, right? Like at the back. Like
Yes.
the print
Yes.
is
Because there are
kind
many
of
songs
small.
there. Probably uh 12 to 20 songs. It could
Yeah, that
fit
was a good
12 to 20
CD. That
songs.
was a good CD.
Right.
That was a good
And
CD.
I
If
remember the
I'm not
cut.
mistaken,
It's cut number 8.
if I'm not
Sony
mistaken, like
sampler, navy,
Sony
like sky blue,
would also have
and
like
it's cut number
Mariah
8.
Carey songs, right? They'd also like feature
Yes.
Mariah Carey songs. They would include Mariah Carey songs.
The breakdown song was in the black one.
Yeah,
It was
break
a black
down.
cover, right?
Yes, yeah. Okay, I recall now.
And
I
the one
recall.
with the bluish cover is Heartbreaker. It's also one of like similar to Baby Don't You Break My Heart Slow cover.
Yeah,
Then
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the neon green was with Snoop Dogg, Mariah Carey and Snoop Dogg. What was that song?
If you
Mariah Carey and
didn't get
Snoop
it
Dogg.
to
You remember
me,
that?
and get it to you, and then no, that's not it. No, what was it? What was the Snoop Dogg one? Cry Baby. Was it Cry Baby?
Cry
Is it
Baby,
Cry
Cry
Baby?
Baby,
Cry Baby, right? Cry Baby. All
Cry
right, Cry Baby.
Baby.
All right.
Ring.
So we're doing a little throwback here. We're talking about our radio days because for those that don't know, back in the day, if you were a DJ, you would get songs ahead of time. You didn't get them online. There was no leak on the
Exclusive.
internet.
There you
You
go.
couldn't download it or watch the music video on YouTube early. It wasn't on Spotify. The record companies would deliver or bring CD samplers to us. So the CD sampler would be like, let's say, the recording companies like Sony or Warner or BMG, whatever, and they would come
Mhm.
over and drop off the CD sampler, and the CD sampler would feature the latest songs of the artist on their roster, right? So, let's say like Mariah Carey was a Sony artist, and Wanda Shepherd was a Sony artist, and whoever else. So, if you get a Sony sampler, then their latest songs would be there before the release of the actual album. So that's why you hear songs at radio stations back in the day ahead of time before. And there was also like a kind of a palakasan system too. Like sometimes the distributors of these recording companies, they will prioritize certain radio stations before other radio stations. So some radio stations would get the samplers before the other ones because you were in tight with the actual guy heading the distribution of the CD samplers, and you get posters and stuff to give out to your listeners. So it's kind of like not that far from the pharma industry, I guess, right? I mean,
I think
would
so.
you agree with
I
that,
think
guys?
so.
Right? There's a
I
little bit
heard
of
our
that. They're kind
radio
of like
station was really tight with Sony, with Dante. Remember Dante?
yes, yes, yes. That
Whatever
the
happened
guy,
to
I think he
that
wears
guy,
glasses.
right?
Yeah,
No,
Joey,
no, no,
of
no, no.
course,
He doesn't
Joey,
wear.
right?
He. I remember Sir
Joe
Joey.
Dante
Dante
doesn't
doesn't
wear
wear glasses.
He's a Sony.
He's like
He's
kind of
kind of
like.
like He's kind, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's kind of season kid. He's kind of like he never wore glasses. Okay, and
I don't think he wore
yeah.
glasses.
I think he was
I
tight with
remember
Don
that
because
guy
Don
because he
would
would
always
always give
Don.
us the samplers late. When I was still
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah, yeah.
K91, it was always late. Killer B would get it. We would never get it.
Yeah.
It would
You are
take
would
months
get it.
before we get it.
You are would get it. Like I remember him like he would give like Sony jackets and stuff.
And I
But
remember when
anyway,
I was interviewing Chill back in the day,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Andrew E's
I
girlfriend.
think yeah. So Chill went to Killer B first, and then he took Chill to K91, right? And I think he was in a rush. He wanted to like just drop by a little bit and just like pull out Chill just immediately. But
Yeah,
then what
yeah.
happened was Chill kind of got the hang of talking to me.
So she
Dude, I
stayed.
think we went to like I think the interview last for I do not remember, but I still remember Kevin Rage reminding me of that. Like when I got back from one of my vacations and he was already with Killer B, and he was
Yeah,
like, you know what? But after all these years, you were the only guy who sat chill for a very long time, and you chatted with her, and I could tell that she
yeah,
never
yeah,
wanted to leave that day because
yeah, yeah,
she just
yeah,
wanted to talk about stuff. And I even
yeah,
asked
yeah, yeah.
because I think I was warned not to talk about like the ex, like don't talk about Andrew and whatnot. I'm not sure if I actually brought it up, but we talked about a lot of stuff, and she was teasing me too. She was like holding
Was she
because
like?
I was like
wa- Was she like an am girl?
I think she was.
Was she
She's
like
a
an
rapper.
LA
I don't know.
girl?
Like I
Was
don't
she like
remember
an LA
anymore.
girl? Yeah, yeah.
Dude, she smelled really nice. And then
I'm
she
trying to
started like
recall what her. I know she had
teasing
like
me.
one semi kind of popular song. I'm trying to recall which one that was.
Right. Yeah.
I think
And
she
she
did have
started
one.
like
She did have.
touching me. And like she got really close to me. And I was like, she could tell that I was uncomfortable because I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I
You
liked
reminded
it, I
her.
loved
You
it, but
reminded
I
her
was
of
like,
Andrew E. Man.
so Kevin was there and Dante couldn't do anything because Chill wanted to stay. So that was
Yeah,
the longest interview I had with the celebrity. And I was like shocked too because she it seems like she didn't want to leave because I was like, oh wait,
I wonder what her.
we gotta go for a break, and she sat, she waited,
She's still
I
there.
would play a
She's still
song, and
there.
she's still there. That was like 3 breaks or something, and
Yeah,
Kevin
yeah,
was just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh man, you beat the other guys. She never
Yeah,
wanted to
of
leave. She
course.
was like staying
So-
there. I was like,
Nice
ah.
man. I mean, if she was probably longing to have that conversation, and the usual guys probably were just like asking her the standards, or maybe were yeah. That's what happens sometimes when you interview a celebrity and you get intimidated. You're not able to just behave like yourself, but you were probably just like by behaving like yourself, you were very natural, so she felt at ease, and
Probably. Well,
that's cool. I
I had
don't even
nothing
think
to
she went
lose.
to our
We
station.
we
I'm
didn't have
trying.
a
I'm trying to
program
think.
director. I could ask questions I want to ask. I could just like say anything I want.
That's true. That's true. You didn't have
That was
eyes looking at
probably
you,
it.
Yeah, was probably it. Iceman being Iceman. So, all right. So, we're talking about like breaking up and all that stuff. So, if you guys want to participate, you can go ahead and do that via chat. Let us know how you like it. Do you want it like stretched out, or would you rather have the girl just like be upright? Or if you're a girl, we want to hear your side. I mean, that's the thing with our audience. Like, we don't mind the guy listeners. I mean, that's a given. That we've always been like a show for men, so to speak. I mean, unofficially, but that seems to be our draw. But we would love to have women participate as well. I mean, especially women, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying that, but women probably would be, but it would probably mean more to women, how the breakup would take place, or how it'll be executed compared to men, because with us men, I think we like take it the same way. With women, they're more emotional about these things, and it's being a guy, I think it's harder for me to break up with a girl than, let's say, a girl breaking up with me, because I don't know. There's still that concern there. They're more emotional. You have this. You kind of feel like they had more to lose in their relationship, um, and they can be more demonstrative of their emotions. Whereas if you're a guy, if a girl dumps you, you try to fight off. You try to fight off the tears, right? So with women, they're kind of more showy about how they react to the breakup. So we want to know. Okay, so let's start with you, Ice. How would you want it? But for me, well, straight up, I'll just say it straight out. I think people know. I would rather have it said to my face, and that's basically how I would want a lot of things to be dealt with. Naglatigo di Arad. I know it's right behind me, but
Dude,
I
what do you
need
call
it. I
that
don't want.
thing? Is it Latigo 50? Do you call that Latigo 50?
It's called Daimaru. That's the brand, but
So it's
dude,
not
it
Latigo
works.
50, right?
I mean, okay, just so you know, just so you can see like how effective it is, I'll show you. All right, there. Look at that. Look at the depth. Look at. I mean, I clean this every day, dude. I clean that every day, and look how many. Look at that. There's even like a
Pores.
giant one stuck in there inside, and I clean it every day. I clean this thing every day, and yeah. So there. Okay, hold on. There's kind of a delay here. Why is it still? Okay. All right, I'm back in my chair already, but the camera's like still. Okay, there's a delay. All right, so where were we? So, like I said, I
Um,
would I would rather have it like directly said to
yeah,
my face. I
right.
don't I don't want any
So,
beating around the
baby, don't you
bush.
break my heart slow. All right, Von the Shepherd. Von the
Yeah,
Shepherd it
and,
is for
and
Rod. Right.
I think the advantage for me is that I have a pretty good like sense of things. Like I can kind of sense if the girl's starting to get cold, or she's giving me the cold shoulder, or okay, I know where this is headed. I'm not, there are guys who, or there are people who just like they can't sense those things. I can sense those things, man. I can
You know
sense
why I'm
those things.
laughing? You know why I'm laughing?
Why? The
You're
delay?
so delayed.
The
You're
delay. I
so
know. That's what I'm saying.
delayed.
Hold
You're
on. Let me
I
switch this
thought
up. I know. I said it was so delayed. Is it still delayed?
hang on. Let
There's
me check.
about like yeah. There's about a 2 second delay. I think there's a 2 second
It's
delay.
like I'm
See,
watching those Chinese movies again. You killed my master.
it's like a 2 second
You
delay,
will
dude.
pay
Hold on.
for
Hold
it.
on. Hold on. Let me change this setting. I'll just change it to my regular to my FaceTime cam. There. There you go.
There you go. All
No
right.
delay. No delay, right?
No more delay. No more delay.
All right.
All right, there you
Okay.
go. This is live, real time, real time.
All righty. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. So
Okay. All right. So,
yeah, so
to
I
your
would rather
face,
just like
to your
have that.
face,
Yeah, definitely,
to your
definitely.
face.
With
Right.
everything, whether it's like people having an issue with me at work, or people like you know having issues with me in certain things, I would rather like really have it straight to my face, because there's really no point. And the earlier you tell me, the quicker I can move on with my life. Like the
Right.
quicker the
True.
sooner I can go through the mourning stage, the sooner I can
Right.
find a
Everybody
replacement if I
happy.
need one. Everybody
Everybody
happy.
happy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I think you play a person, you play them for a fool if you delay it. I think you insult their intelligence and their capacity to move on.
Right.
I think that's basically it. You're throwing insult to injury if you keep somebody holding on, and not only are you going to break their hearts, but you're also sort of,
You're cutting them deep. That's what's
you're
happening.
pitying them, like
Right.
you're making them look pathetic. Like, oh,
True.
I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to. I mean,
But you already
you know
did.
what? I know you were gonna. So what's the point? It's gonna end the same way anyway. So that's the deal. So
Right.
that's
Okay.
for me. That's just how it
Gabby.
is.
In my case, she was seeing someone else while we were still together, and just waited for me to find out so I can break up with her. This was last year. Man, this is crazy. She was just waiting for you to find out so that you can break up with her. She didn't have the guts to break up with you first.
Gabby's a nice guy. I'm not saying it justifies her actions. I'm just saying Gabby's a nice guy. So maybe she couldn't find anything at fault with Gabby, and she just like ended up seeing some guy. So
Wow.
usually
It's cold,
that's
man. That's cold.
that is kind of cold. But yeah, you're right. You're right. She couldn't find it. She couldn't find the strength to just tell Gab straight up, because like, what are you gonna tell a person who's like so nice and you can't really find any faults in the relationship?
Well, are
I
you sure,
mean,
Gabby? That's the that. I mean, that was the whole situation. Or maybe she still liked you, so she couldn't break up with you, but she also liked the other guy. Maybe that was the whole situation, right? I
or
mean, why
or
wouldn't
maybe
she break
Gabby's
up with the
just
Gab,
too nice.
right? I
Um,
mean, there could be
well, yeah, I
women
mean,
like that, right?
what do you say? Like, why didn't she just break up with Gab,
Yeah, I mean, she
or
could have
why would
done
she?
that, but because maybe my angle is maybe she didn't want to break up with Gabby after all, because she wants to be with Gabby as well, and be with that, with that other guy as well. She wants to
And then
have
Gab
two
found
at the
out.
same time. And
Yeah,
right, so I mean, finally,
yeah.
Gabby found out about it.
I
Did
mean,
you
it's a
confront her?
possibility. It's a possibility. I mean,
Right?
Gabby
Because
could be
okay,
like the sure thing, and the other guy could be like the not so
there's
sure
this one
thing.
guy I met. There was this one guy I met. Actually, we did like uh on Instagram one time. We like he's a guitar player and he's kind of cool. We actually did a thing together. I was like singing, he was playing the guitar. But anyway, that guy, he seemed cool and we were talking, and he confessed to me like, "Oh, I just broke up with somebody." I'm like, "Why?" Because there's this girl I met and we were steady and whatnot. But then she told me that she wanted to go out with somebody else, but she didn't want to break up with me. She was like, "I want to see other guys, but I also want to see you. I
Yeah,
also want to date you, but I want to date other guys as well." And it's cool. And it's cool with me if you do that as well. If you date other girls, I'll be cool with that. And I think I met that girl at one of the birthday parties that I've been in, and yeah, I think
hmm
she was pretty okay. So I was like, "Why didn't you say yes? That's a dream come true for every guy." And he was just like, "No, man, I'm not that kind of guy." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he was like, "No, I broke up with her." And so the girl broke up with, I mean, they broke up. I mean, he was the one who broke up with the girl, but the
yeah,
girl didn't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
break up with him. So it could be that this is
yeah.
the case.
Yeah, but
It's a long
I think
story.
that
All right.
guy, the guitar
Mhm.
player guy, I think, yeah, he said, Gab says it's a long story. Basically, she just couldn't be frank about it. Yeah, Gab is a pretty real dude. I know this guy. I know Gab pretty well. He's the type of guy who's like, yeah, he'll live out the fantasy, but when he sees that, the seas are troubled and it's rocky, he kind of will. He knows. He doesn't kind of force the issue. And I know this dude. I've seen him in his share of heartaches and whatnot. But anyways, the guy you were telling me about, I said that the guy you were sharing about, the guy, the guitar player dude, and he's like he couldn't do the thing where, yeah, have two girls at
Right.
the same time, or like you're being
Mhm.
allowed to have this freedom. I
Right.
think
I mean, they're
my
not even like
understanding of,
together for a very long time. They're not even together for a
yeah,
very long
yeah.
time, right?
That dude probably is like, he probably just like, I don't know, like, he probably fell in love with that chick, or I don't know, he sees the chick, he probably sees that chick differently. That it's like probably couldn't take it, like that situation. Like he'd probably rather just have her all to himself rather than share her, even though he was given kind of the go signal to see other girls too. I mean, for most guys like, us, it would be like, damn, of course it's like having your cake and eating it too, like you get to still see the chick, but maybe for him, I don't know, maybe emotionally he's in a different place with that girl. Maybe that particular girl is like, it would hurt him too much if he sees the girl, with another, what you call, with another guy. All right. So where were we? Long story short, but basically, she's just gonna be frank about it. Um. Okay. Where were we? So all right. So what's the
All
that
right.
guy you were
So
talking
I
about?
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was just surprising that he was the one who actually broke up with the girl. And I met the girl. I was like, oh, if I were you, I would be like, I'd be cool about it. I mean, there's nothing to lose. What you've been going out for what 5 months? I mean, come on, it's not that long. It's not like you've been together for 7 years and all of a sudden she felt like, oh, I want to go out with other guys as well. I mean, the relationship is probably not that deep yet. But I mean, who am I to judge, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. But
but it was
I
just
can't say
surprising for me.
I can relate to the guy 100%. But I early on, you know, in my dating life, I've been in situations where there are girls that, yeah, I don't mind. Like if she sees other guys, or I don't wouldn't even mind if we were like in an orgy or whatever. But there are girls that like you kind of want exclusivity with. I don't know. It's just it's something that kicks in. You don't really know, so you'd rather like not have anything to do with her rather than see her, you know, seeing other guys, because it's just like it's either this or that, you know. It's not one of those girls that
Right,
she's kind of
right.
disposable, because there are people in your life that's disposable, even with
All
friends.
right, who's
We
all
have
right?
friends
Okay,
that,
who's
right, we
your
have friends that we don't mind sharing with,
all time crush
right?
or all time like who you really like? I mean, somebody
Me,
who you really like a celebrity or something, celebrity crush, whoever.
that
Like, who do
I
you
really
really like?
really like.
I mean, besides your wife,
um
let's
Back in the
for the
day,
sake of
like Vanessa
conversation.
back in the
All
day,
right,
like
okay,
Vanessa del
let's say
Bianco, you know, like,
Vanessa Del Bianco. All right, okay, Vanessa
yeah,
Del
yeah, yeah.
Bianco. All right, all of a sudden, uh, you met her and she liked you, and you were hanging out. And all of a sudden she says like, "Hey Rod, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I mean, I like you. You're cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's date, and we can go steady. But I want to see other guys too. Would you be okay with that?
With Vanessa,
If
yeah,
she,
of course,
yeah, and,
yeah.
right. I mean, just yeah, I'll see you whenever I can, and you can see other
I
girls
would, yeah.
if you
I wouldn't
want.
mind.
Right? You
Yeah,
don't mind,
because I
right?
mean,
Okay.
just knowing her to begin with, I mean, she's the type of girl who would bring something up like that. I mean,
Okay.
it's
So
like,
then, okay,
you know,
that's
you know what I'm
well,
saying?
that's not
It's like
tough
you do.
then. All right.
I mean, you know, it's like you don't drive a Mercedes Benz in an off road circuit. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
approach cars
Right.
different. They're cars, but you drive them differently. And I think it's the same way with women. You can't have like one approach with women, like just like with all different women, because they hit you differently, man. I mean, for me at least, they hit you differently. There are women that remind you of certain people in your life. There are women that bring like there are women that my parents never met. There are women that I wouldn't bring to my family, but there are women that I would, you know,
Hmm.
and you know what I'm saying? It's those kind of women, they kind of hold a different bond with you. You know, there's certain things that matter more beyond that. But I mean, but if you see a woman, if you see women with universal goggles and you see them the same way, all of them, and you can treat them the same way, then that's a different take. I mean, you know, maybe now that we're older, maybe we can kind of have that approach because we're stronger now. You know, we've gone through loving and losing and learning and living and surviving, so we can take whatever the world can throw at us. But back in the day, for sure, you know, back in the day when I was younger and naive, for sure there were women that I that meant more to me than other women.
All right. Okay, but Gabby, which one do you prefer though? I mean, you gave us this situation. You shared to us what happened to you last year. But which one do you prefer? Would you have preferred it to be, like, just like a blow to your face and that's it, or did you prefer it that way? Are you okay with what happened? Is that what you wanted, or if you can have it the other way around, would you rather had like her uh tell you immediately?
She would have
I
been. I
prefer if she
prefer
would
she
have
would
been
have been
frank about it.
frank
All right,
about it.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
So, baby,
yeah,
don't you break my
yeah.
heart slow. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Knowing
I think
Gab, yeah, I think that's how he would have preferred it. I think that's how he would have preferred it, because
okay,
you get
all
played
right.
for a fool, man. And like I said, Gab's a nice guy, and he's always going to be a nice guy. I think he's a nice guy to all women in general, whether he's courting her or not, whether he has an agenda or not. He's the type of guy who's like, Gab, hey, come with me. Can you? So he'll be there. You know, I'm the kind of guy who's
Have
like,
you
if I have
ever
an
heard of the
agenda with a
saying
girl,
"nice guys finish last"?
exactly. That's what I've been telling him all this time, dude.
Nice guys finish
Dude,
last.
ice.
It's already a
Gab
cliche.
has Gab has mastered the game. Like he has that book. He hung out with PUAs, like pickup artists of the Philippines. He
Right.
knows about the
So
game,
what
but
happened?
that's just how he is. He's just programmed to be a nice dude. You know what I'm saying? I think we can't change that about him. I mean, I don't know. We can't change that about him. Uh, I tell you, like, I don't know, man. I tell you this. Okay, let's talk about this ice because we both are kind of like in terms of background and situations. We kind of have similarities because of our background and our age going much closer than with
Mhm.
Gabs. Gabs is quite young. I think I think we're if you like if I try to go back backtrack and I try to analyze like which situations was a successful one and which one wasn't in terms of like courtship. I think those times when I was like kind of being a jerk and the upfront and being kind of like the not so nice guy, those were the ones where I got the chick. The ones where I
Right.
was like I thought too much about it. I was kind of too serious. I was putting my heart and soul into it. Those were the ones where I got dumped. Let's just put it
Right.
that way. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if I don't know if I'm more attractive when I'm a jerk and I'm just pathetic looking when I'm trying to be serious and nice, or I just wasn't credible enough, playing the other side. And it seemed like I was more me being, I don't know. But for me, that was just how it was. I mean, nothing like with my wife, that was a whirlwind romance. I mean, would have thought if I was thinking in my head, this woman I'm courting now is gonna be my wife. She's the one I want to marry, so I better put my heart and soul into it. Dude, I would have like probably thought it over many times, invested, put my best foot forward, did everything. But no, it was a whirlwind romance. And ended up becoming my wife. The ones where I courted for like months, the ones where I bought the
Right.
flowers and I did all this shit,
The ones that you went to
those are
church with and raised your hands and
well,
tried to
that one
pretend that you were
that one
praying or what.
lasted pretty long. I mean, that one was 6 years, so
Yeah, but
I
still,
couldn't
it
say
didn't
that that
work
was
out
nothing.
because you were
I mean, it did
because
work
that
out. It did
wasn't
work
really
out.
you. It didn't work
Yeah,
out
yeah,
because
yeah.
that
It did
wasn't
work
really
out.
you,
You're right. It did
right?
work out, but I wasn't dumped. I mean, I wasn't. But there were times when I was really serious and I was really like, trying to be the boy next door. Dude, the girl dumps me. The girl's like literally like it didn't work. None of that stuff worked. So I'm not saying Gab be a jerk, and and it will work for you because maybe that's what the women find attractive about him is that when he's nice and he's a gentleman. And I think when he's being a jerk, he comes off differently. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because like with Ice and myself, we're both outspoken guys. I mean, they would be surprised, and they
I
know
thought you were
Ice
gonna
is
say
very
we're
frugal,
both
and
jerks.
I and Ice is frugal. Ice is frugal. Ice is outspoken. Ice is practical. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He
Right.
doesn't play the bullshit
When
game.
he
Like
says
he'll
frugal, it
tell.
means cheap.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, it's a nice way of saying it. So, but he doesn't fake it. Like he doesn't fake it. Like he doesn't tell the woman, hey, I'll trick you here, and like he doesn't live a lie. So I think women find that attractive too. And I think with me trying to be like this nice guy who's like religious and all that crap, I think women can see through me, and they probably know that this guy's doing this to get under my skirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I'm more myself and I'm more like, the
I mean, if
drunk
you
rod that
did, then
Ice
congratulations.
Man
I
knows,
mean, whatever
the
it takes,
drunk rod.
whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes. That's that's the motto.
Okay.
Whatever it
See,
takes.
see, Gab said, no, no, I'm going to be a jerk now.
Sure,
No,
now,
man. I don't. Ice, what's your take? Should he be a jerk?
I think so.
Because nice
I
guys
mean,
finish
I think,
last?
dude, I'm with you. Those times that I was really cool about things and I wasn't really a jerk, and I'm just like, yeah,
Exactly.
whatever, right? I'm whatever. If you don't like me, then
And
you
now
don't
that
like me.
you've
Fuck
lose.
that. It's okay.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
nothing to lose.
Exactly.
It's okay. But then those
Exactly.
were girls who were running after me or going crazy over me. I'm like, hey,
Exactly.
I'm trying to like also tell them like, hey, just like it's fine. Like we no, 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 like see. But if you're the one running after them, they'd be like, I don't know for some reason. Okay, case in point
Yes.
with my wife, right? In the beginning of
Yeah,
our
yeah.
relationship, I was that boy next door type, and always
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
where she is, I'm there, and carrying her books and whatnot. And because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was that person, because I was that kind of guy, that scared her off. That's why she went to
Yeah.
Japan and never came back for years. I didn't
Yes,
know that
yes.
she was so scared of coming back because we might get married. That's She told me that. She was like just so scared. She was like, I still liked you, I mean, my feelings didn't really fade, but I was just so scared. because you were my only
Yeah.
boyfriend. You were my first boyfriend. You were my only boyfriend, and I mean, I was a nice guy then, and
Yeah.
but she never came back from me. She was like, "I'm going home next month. I'm going home next month. Next month. Next month." It turned into years. That's why we broke up because of that. And I was just like, "All right, F it." I mean, I was just like, "All right, it didn't work out," and I was like so hurt, and I became a different person. Right? You saw me. And you said I went amok. I was just like, I I.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was a different person when you met me. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah,
from
but
this
yeah,
moment
girls left
on,
and right. Yeah, but yeah, girls
right?
left and
Yes.
right.
Yes, I was like, fuck it. You know what? I don't care. I'm like, I
I
don't
was like,
care.
what? You were like
Right?
introducing us to groups of girls, like like what? Like Joe and I, we were like, what? Like there's so many groups of girls that we got to meet because of you. I don't even know where you found them.
Right?
I mean,
I don't know, anywhere, somewhere. I don't
I
even
know. So
remember now.
I'm saying, okay,
Right?
we like this Iceman. Now, this is the Iceman.
I
This is the
became that
Iceman that should
guy.
have been.
I became that guy. And look where it got me. I finally married her.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look at me.
Right?
I mean, look at me.
Right? I
We're
do.
with
Okay,
romance,
here's the
and
thing. She caught me having another relationship. Right? She came back home. And I was like,
exactly. See,
I
you
mean,
see, you see.
so that's what I
It,
told her.
it
I'm
was
like, well,
you being a nice guy. That was the one that was a turnoff. I think. Okay, here's the thing. I think you when it's something is readily. I mean, not just with people. Think about this. If something is readily available, how much do you lust for it? Not so much, right?
not so
If
much.
you know that there's noodles in the pantry, that's when you don't crave for
That's why a
noodles.
lot of
That's
married
when
people don't
you,
have sex anymore.
you know.
Because it's
There
just
you
right
go.
there.
Dad explains it, Dad, because it's right there. It's
It's a
right
true story
there.
though. That's what I've been saying. Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
moment
It is.
the moment I was a
It's an
jerk because I
open
wasn't
book.
faithful. I had another relationship. She came back from Japan. She took days off from her work just to come back and check if
Be-
I was really actually with a girl.
Because
And
you
at
realize,
that point, the girl already like also we already broke up. So I wasn't really, I didn't have anybody at that point. So I
yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
two. Then she found out about it, and the other girl was like, "No, I don't want it anymore." So I had zero. I had none, and I was just like, "All right, fuck it." That's life. Sometimes you have two, sometimes you have three, sometimes you have none, and
Sometimes you
I'm
have
fine
none.
with it.
Yeah,
Then all of a sudden,
yeah.
it was a surprise attack. Like it was like a ninja move. She came home not telling me. Then
You got married.
she raided the station, and Joe was there. Joe was not a computer, and he walked straight in the office, and Joe was like, "Ooh!" And but in Joe's head, it was like, "Oh, lucky, like nobody's here." Like, it was only
Yeah,
Master
yeah, I
Yoda,
know.
Joe, and
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
so there was nobody there. So she came in, and she was like, "All right, what do you?" I mean, what's the deal? I was like, no, what's the deal? I mean, you went back to Japan. How would I know if you're gonna have another guy there? I
Yeah.
mean, you did that before. You met somebody and you dumped me. So I mean, what's my assurance? I was like, yeah, I was playing it safe. And she was like, whatever. And I was like, well, if you want to get married, then let's just get married now. And you know what? It worked. And she was all right. Let's get married. See, if I was this guy, I was like, come on, marry me. I'll carry
I
your
know,
books.
exactly.
I'll be
That's what
there
I'm
for you.
saying.
Like, I don't think it was. I don't think it was gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we're not trying to, tell people to be. I think at the end of the day,
No, no, no.
you
That's not
know,
what we're trying to say. That's
no,
not
that's not
what
what
we're
we're trying to
trying to say.
say. That's not
That's
what we're
what
trying to
happened
say.
to me. I'm not telling you to do that.
Yeah, that'll
What
work
we're
with
trying to
you.
say is be cool about it.
But
Me,
yes, be cool
I was
about it.
just saying, I was just saying that I was, I was a very nice guy, and nothing happened. Then I became a jerk. I acted like a jerk. Then yeah, that's where it got me. But we're not saying here that you should be a like total jerk. You know what I'm saying? We're not
Yeah.
saying that, but you just have
Yes.
to play it cool.
Yes. You have to bring something new to the table. Because, I mean, guys who
Right.
are nice, they're very agreeable. They usually just like go with where the girl wants to. And if that's the case, she doesn't feel any different. She's not learning to know another guy because here's a guy who's readily available, will watch any movie she wants to watch, will eat any food she wants to eat. You're not bringing anything new to her life. You're just basically a companion. All right. But if you want somebody to find you interesting, you have to bring something new to her life. You have to impose yourself upon her too. Like, okay, I'm like, for example, like me, let's say I grew up in the States or whatever. I've traveled, whatever. So if I meet a girl and I know she's never been to any of those places, I mean, I can't just like deny that part of me. I have to sort of bring that up so that she's also kind of like intrigued about it, you know? And the same with her. If she's the type of girl who's also like goes to church and I don't really go to church regularly, then she has to impose that upon me so that that's something that I have to it's you bring something new to the table. You can't just agree with her all the time. You can't just follow her around all the time. You can't just be, you can't just be her comfort blanket. You have to be that desirable thing, and and you can be desirable if there's something you bring into her life that disappears when you're gone. So for example, you're funny, like Iceman.
Right.
Iceman can outtalk anyone. He can outtalk anyone. I would be surprised if a girl can replace Iceman overnight with another guy who can outtalk him, because that's what he will bring to the table. He will converse with a woman. And if a woman's used to being with Ice on dates or going out and whatever, and Ice is always like, talking about stuff, and he's always, there's no dry moment with him, no dull moment with him on a date. And all of a sudden, Iceman leaves and she starts seeing another guy, and the guy barely talks, and the guy can't be funny, and the guy doesn't bring up interesting topics. All of a sudden, her mind will wander off to Ice, even though she's with another guy. Now with Gab, I think Gab is just like, he's just a nice guy, like he doesn't impose anything on the girl. Now I don't know if this has a lot to do with age and experience, but I think there's a lot about you, Gab, that you
Well, how
can
old is
share
Gabby
and bring.
now?
Gab is like, I don't. He's in his 30s for sure.
Dude, I was a
You gotta
full
be like,
blown drink at 25. What are you talking about?
I know. Like, how old are you, Gab? I mean, you gotta bring something new to the table so that when she sees other guys, she'll realize that no, you were more interesting. It's basically, that's what it is. It's basically, which guy
Mm,
tickles
right.
that
True. And
34.
you have to
See, I
understand
got
that
married at
maybe,
34.
yes. And you have to consider too that maybe some women now don't like the I am a gentleman, you're a lady type of, guy. Maybe they want to see somebody who's like, me, Tarzan, you, Jane, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Right? So,
like
I mean,
like like get a tattoo or something. Like, you don't have to get a tattoo, but what I'm saying is like, put a little
no,
swag in
don't,
your
you know
step.
what? Don't
Don't
get
don't
a
get a tattoo.
tattoo.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
don't have a tattoo. I mean, Rod,
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I mean, yes, a tattoo, but
put a little swag in your step.
yeah,
Like, I know Gab knows magic. I know Gab knows a lot about. I mean, he
right,
was
yeah,
in
do
he was
magic,
He
right?
was at Killer Bee all the time. He hangs out. He's been hanging out, and he hung out with us for so long. He's picked up a few
Right.
jokes or two,
Well,
corny or
do that.
otherwise. I mean,
Yeah, do
bring that
stand up or
up, dude.
something. Do we have like those stand up clubs in Davao now? Do we have those things?
Yeah, I mean, he's too nice. I mean, he's like, you can't. I don't. That doesn't work with women anymore. Women don't like people who just agree with them all the time. They want arguments. They want discussions. They want to be triggered. They
Right.
want to be. They
Yeah,
want that
hang up
stuff.
on them. You're talking on the phone. You hang up on them, right? Right.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you go
hang
out with
up.
them, leave them.
Yeah,
Like, just
right.
disappear all
Did
of a
you just
sudden.
leave me? Like, what? Well, I thought you like, yeah. I mean, trust me. You know what? Try that. Leave them. And they'd be like, "What the hell did you do?" I'm like, "What?" Like, and they'd be like, they'd be asking for an explanation. They'd be like, and you'd be like, "Well, I thought you like, just
Just like,
BS
yeah,
your way
or,
out
or
of
or
it."
just
And they'd
just
be
say
like,
just say like, another girlfriend of yours was in dire straits. She needed your help, so you had to rescue her. Something like that. It should be like, oh wow,
"Yeah,
this
I mean,
Gab
not
guy.
really. I mean, not really another girlfriend, but a friend. Like, oh, a friend
Not a
needed
girlfriend,
me.
like a friend, like a female friend.
Yeah, like a friend needed me, and I have to
Or
bail
watch a
out, and
movie with her and
she'll
like
start to
fall
do that.
asleep.
Yeah,
Fall
yeah,
asleep
fall asleep or
while holding
something.
your wang.
Yeah, just yeah,
Yeah, just like,
just BS your way into her heart. And this is one of those things that you could, like you can just like, a push and pull thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. I mean, I know Gab. He's he likes women who are outgoing, talkative, like fun loving kind of women.
All right.
He's
Okay,
into
we're
girls
drifting a
like
little
that.
bit, but we're talking about like getting your heartbreak or heartbroken, or if you're the one who's going to do the heartbreak, which approach would you prefer? The like the sudden one, like like just like drop it, like just like that, or like the break it to me gently type, like slowly but surely. I mean, which one would you prefer? Which one would you rather like have in your life if you're going to have your heart broken, or if you're going to like break up with someone? How are you going
Have
to do it?
you been in a situation where the girl kind of kept you hanging on, and like you
Yeah,
realized
my
later on you
wife.
were in a sinking
It
ship?
did that for years. That's why it really pissed me off, and it
No,
finally
no,
happened.
but I mean, I mean, it's not like she didn't love you anymore, right? I mean, it was there. She just didn't, right? It wasn't about like, it wasn't like she really was like 180, didn't care about you anymore. I mean, it was probably still there, right? It was just for some reason, I don't know, maybe because of the distance. I don't know what happened. But what I'm talking about is like a girl really like fell out of love with you, and really fell in love with another guy, and like, that term na pendejo, like just like basically made you look stupid, where you were totally oblivious to everything, and then you find out later on that like, F it, man. Like the pain's not even about the girl falling out of love
Pindejo
with
mo
you. The
ako.
Yeah, exactly. The pain is more like from the embarrassment. Like, damn it. Like, I mean, like, at least, you should have given me at least enough respect to tell me to my face so that I could tell my friends about it, and at least not look like I'm, like, imagine still posting stuff on Facebook, or
Ginawa
like,
mong
you
tanga.
know,
Ginawa mong
showing your
gago. Right?
going out on dates, giving flowers, and that yet there's a guy out there looking at your Facebook post, thinking to himself, "Haha, I'm screwing your girl." You know what I'm saying? It's like that
That's a
hurts
plot of a
more, I think,
porn
than
movie, man.
no, no. But I mean,
That's
it's
a plot of
true.
a porn movie.
That hurts more than that hurts more. The embarrassment, really, like knowing that the whole world knows that the whole world knows about it except you. Like you're the last person to know about it. I mean, that kind of happened to me with my previous one because you knew about it, other other people knew. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I mean, in a way, it was like somebody was already in the
See, here's the
picture,
thing.
and I
Here's the
didn't know
thing.
about it. Like I knew about it, but I didn't know about it. So I was like, that kind of sucked because I would have been fine if like it
I
was
think
just
it's
an
both
upfront thing,
ways. I think
right?
men and women are capable of doing that. I was leaning on towards like women do that more, but now I think men and women, I think they're at par. I
Yeah,
think
you're right. You're right.
like
Yeah, you're right. You're
I,
right.
I remember some men doing it. I have friends who did that. Like they kept the girl hanging, and they were already going out with someone else. And I've also known women or girls back then who were like seeing somebody else, but they were still together with another guy. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
it's kind of weird, right? It's kind of
Yeah, but,
weird.
but but with guys though, here's the thing though. With guys, I notice, like I being one myself and being in a situation like that myself, I have been in a situation where I had a girlfriend and then I was seeing another girl. I even negotiated with my girlfriend at the time, and she like allowed us to see each other for 2 weeks. But see, that thing though was like
But
it
it
was
backfired. It
no, no, it's
backfired.
yeah, it backfired. But the thing was, the truth of it is, I was still at home with my girlfriend. Like, of course, I wasn't as lustful anymore. I was lusting after this other girl because she's the new one. But I knew that I wasn't gonna stick long with this one because this other one, I was already close to her family. I was practically sleeping at her house and all that stuff. So I couldn't let that go over this new one. But I needed this, I needed to get this out of the way because otherwise
Right.
I would always blame her for it, for depriving me of experiencing more. Because I was like, what, 19 at the time, 20? So I was like, are
Right.
you kidding me? Like, you're telling me that at 20 years old, you're the last woman in my life? Like, come on, let's
Right.
be realistic about it. If you want me around, let me try
Blame it
others
on the
and then I'll come back.
testosterone, man.
Right? It's crazy, right? At 20, I mean, I always tell women this too. It's like, hey, if you have a boyfriend and you're 20 or whatever, it's the law of nature, all right? He's producing sperm like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he's not he, he's at that peak of his sexual whatever. And if you if you're if you think sensibly as a woman, and you have your boyfriend's 20, 21, 22, whatever, and you're thinking that he's not going to desire any other woman besides you, you're nuts. You're honestly nuts. Now, if you're ready, if he shows that he's faithful and all that stuff, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be unfaithful, But I'm telling you right now, he's holding back. Unless he's impotent, or unless he he's shooting blanks or whatever. If there's something wrong with him, but I'm telling you right now, he's holding back. I mean, Ice and myself, we're in our 40s and we're still holding back. We're talking about men half our age. What are you talking about? I mean,
Right,
just
right.
that's the part of men that women don't understand. Women just see the personality of the guy. They just see, oh, a guy's womanizing because he's a jerk. No, because he has so much sperm and he has to spread that sperm around, and he wants to try other women out. It's not right. It's not it's not a personality thing. It's a bio. What is it? What is it called, Ice?
What,
It's not a
biological?
biology thing. Bio is it biological? Is that the term? No,
Physiological? What, like
it's like
physiological?
something
Oh,
natural. It's like
physiological?
something natural. It's like something like
All right,
testosterone. Like
okay.
that's something natural, right?
All right, yeah. So
Like
it's natural.
he
It's yeah.
like he could be the nicest dude in the world. He could be the perfect husband eventually in your life, but not when he's 20 or 21. Because I mean, he just if you're willing to give up your virginity for him and go to bed with him, but also prepared to lose him, fine. All right. But if you're gonna give that all to him and expect him to marry you and that's it and have a perfect marriage, and you think mentally he's set, physically he's set at that age to settle with one woman for the rest of his life, well, kudos to the guy if that's the case, because that guy is like a rare one. It's that's not the common case, because if you're talking about guys should normally be like that, dude. When I hang out with my guy friends, Iceman, my co-DJs, my Bakaka boy, all my friends, when we get together, 90% of us are married. 90% of us have kids. What do we talk about? Women. We still talk about women. We still joke around about hot women. We still are they talking about their wives? Are they talking about no? And we're imagine guys half our age, and you're that's why when I see like boyfriend girlfriends together and they're like at that age and they're holding hands and they look like it's you and me against the world.
Are we
It's
talking about
like,
our wives? Yes. We sit
dude,
lagot sa we sit.
dude, nobody talks about their wives. Guys will hang out and go drinking. Nobody talks about their wives.
Shot, shot,
They
shot.
love their
Yes.
wives, of course,
Tragis
but they're not going to
buisit.
talk about their wives, right?
Yeah.
Would you want to hear about your friend's
They talk
wife?
about them, right? But it's not
Honestly, would
buisit,
you?
legit.
What is he? Would you want to hear about your friend's wife? Would your friend like, hey, blah blah blah, look at my wife while taking a shower, look. I mean, no, it doesn't happen that way, right? They don't do. They're gonna show you another chick taking a shower. Dude, you want to see my missus? My missus, my missus. Oh, I mean, dude, they don't talk about their wives. They talk about other women. So if guys at their 40s still have that and they're already settled and married, can you imagine guys half our age? So, guys, when women say, "Oh, he's a jerk," maybe he's not a jerk. Maybe it's just that it's his needs at that stage in his life that you know, and he didn't want to be a
Me
jerk
too.
about it,
People
but he couldn't help it,
for this, right? You know that, right?
right?
Because they'd be like telling you, like, "Oh, that's not what you should be teaching your son. You should teach your son not to be a jerk. Stick to one. Don't these
No, man.
days."
I'm gonna, if my son's like in his 40s and he's still like goofing off, then maybe I'll worry. But if he's in his 20s, I'm gonna tell him, son, here's the deal. Don't promise marriage. Don't tell her she's the only one. She's the last one. Don't ever make any guarantees. All right. And if you do have sex with
Don't be
her or whatever,
stupid.
always tell her that it's with her consent. That there's always a possibility that you might still break up because she might still want another guy. You might say it's just being real. It's like don't let sex be the handcuff. You know,
Exactly.
because then
Exactly.
then you're setting yourself up for heartache and heartbreak. That then you
Hmm.
start calling him a jerk. You start calling him a womanizer. No, he's not a womanizer. He's not a jerk. He's 20 years old. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are guys out there who are in their 70s
A
still
20-year
schooling
old
women.
womanizer.
I
All
mean,
right, okay, Jepoy. Jepoy Mandi. All right, killing us softly. That's what he wanted.
not
All right, that's
me.
what he
Oh,
wants.
really,
All
Jep?
right.
You don't want it straight up? You want her to pretend that she still loves you, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, there's a guy in the room. I tried telling you, you wouldn't listen.
It's okay. I'm fine.
You wanted this. You see Tyrone on top of your woman all of a sudden. Oh
Ganyan
man.
tayo, you see? Ganyan tayo. What do you mean ganyan
Nadamay
tayo?
ka na naman.
I mean,
Nadamay ka na
that was
naman.
a long speech from Rod. I mean, what are you trying to say? Ganyan tayo what? Like killing us softly or what? Like ganyan tayo womanizer? Which one is it?
Uh, okay, how do you, Ice? How do you like if you break up with the girl? How are you? I think you're an upfront kind of guy. You don't really like beat around the bush, huh? You're pretty straight up.
Me? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of stupid too, right? I mean,
Like you don't want to
are
see a
you
girl
telling?
anymore. Like you
Are
want
you
to stop
asking me
seeing
if
her.
like how I would break up with a girl?
Yeah, like how would you like? What are you more comfortable with? Like what's more comfortable for you, doing it straight up or
Okay, I'm a bit of a nice guy
or
when I'm the one doing the heartbreak. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Or maybe not.
So
Maybe I'm just like very
it's me.
oblivious to some
It's not you.
facts.
It's me. It's not you. It's me.
No, sometimes I'm very insensitive, so I could be both. I could be that guy who just unknowingly just giving her the like that straight talk, but in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mind that wasn't really a straight talk kind of thing, but actually it actually was. So yeah, it could be I mean if I'm the one doing the heartbreak, like I could be both. I could be doing it like gently because it's not because I'm just sick. This is where I'm like a big jerk because you know me. I want to have
yeah.
I want to have it all, right? So if I
Of course.
can still have this person or if this girl, and then there's another girl who likes me, I'd be like, who am I to turn them down, right?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, there's enough of you. There's enough of you for
right?
everyone.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm like, I mean, what can I do? I'm a nice guy. I mean, if if she likes me, then another girl likes me, then yeah, I like them both. It's fine. So I
Yeah,
just wanna, So at some point I was like that. So it could be that somebody finds out, and one of the girls found out about it, and they got really hurt, and I mean, one thing led to another. Then there's a big fight, and relationships are broken, and yeah. So it could be, yeah. I don't remember being really, really straightforward. Like, oh yeah, I'm ending this. I couldn't end things. It's like, well, if I can have what I have right now, and for as long as I can, I
hmm
would. But it's at some point somebody's got or something's got to give, right? I mean,
yeah,
not only be like, yeah, I'm cool with it. There would be some women who'd be like cool with it, like, yeah, I'm cool with it, but then the other woman's not cool with it, right? So yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, I don't think I can be like really that straight because for one, I mean, if I like someone, I like someone, and it's kind of hard to just like, well, I mean, even if there's another one coming and like she likes me too, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
what can I do? I like cheesecake and I like chocolate cake. Can I have both?
I like both. I like
That's-
both.
yeah,
They're
I mean,
different, but I
can
like it.
right?
Yeah, I'm sure you've used that analogy before. I mean, like with me, it's like it's easy for me to be upfront. I think with a girl, if needed, because it takes a while for me to come to a final decision about it. Like I don't like I'm not impulsive. I'm impulsive when it comes to purchases. I'm impulsive when it comes to like certain decisions involving my. But when it comes to like a relationship, I feel it out. And then when the last straw breaks that camel's back, in this case my back, then it's easier for me to say it. It's not like, oh, I heard something about my girl, and then I believe the rumor, and then I'll break up with her that night. No, it's not. Like I'll
Mhm.
give that a week or a month, man. I'll let it. And then once I see it, because I don't want to change. Like I don't want her to treat me any differently. I want her to still be the same. I want the situation to still be the same, and yet be more sensitive to certain things. And once you can sense that, okay, there are changes. Okay, she'll start bringing up certain things. That are kind of signs that it's either I do this or she's out of here. Because I had that with my previous, like I've had conversations like that with my ex before, where she would say things like, I need to do this. So I
Right.
when are you gonna be able to do this? It's like she's like kind of setting a a, a, a limit already. Like, what's up with you? We'll make up your mind. Like are you gonna get married, or are we gonna get married or not? Like I've been in a situation where I was put in that position, so I was like, okay, I already like knew, like I already had a sense. So when it happened, it was a bitter pill to swallow, but you kind of saw it coming. And I think that's what's important with people, with couples out there, like don't be the last to know. Like, I'm not saying be suspicious of your relationship, but like always, I think that's the advantage of being a pessimist. Like, you're a cynic, right, Ice? You're
I
kind of
am
like the guy. Yeah.
biggest cynic
So
in the
like
world.
Ice. Yeah, like, but Ice is different. Ice is more like he can be a strong cynic. Like he can be unemotional about it. Me, like, I'm more of a pessimist, but I can still be like emotional about it. So I actually put myself in situations, like I've been in situations where like I would be with a girl, and then I can already sense that the girl likes another guy, or that she doesn't want to see me as much anymore. So I already start thinking ahead and putting myself in a situation where we're breaking up, or she's breaking up with me, or I see her with another guy. Like, I put myself in situations like that. I visualize it. And then the emotions, I start to feel it. And if I can feel it and say to myself that, okay, I can take it, I can deal with it. I'm not jumping off a building. I'm not trying to kill myself or whatever. I can take it. Then I've accepted it. So actually, internally, I've already broken up with her. We've already broken up. Internally, I can already take it because I visualize myself. Like in fights, like if there's a guy that I really hate and I feel like this is gonna come to blows and we might start fighting each other, I already visualize the fight. I'm gonna kick him in the nuts. I'm gonna grab this thing. I'm gonna run. I visualize it. And if I can visualize that I can succeed in this fight and I can beat him, then okay, if he does come on and the fight happens, I'm ready. Like, I'm not getting nervous anymore. I'm not getting rattled, and that's when I start. No, I'm already planning it out, like where I'm gonna hit him, how I'm gonna hit him, where I'm gonna exit, what's gonna be my fallback. So I think it helps when you kind of think ahead. Being the pessimist that I am, that I always think that the worst might come, that the result might be the worst of it. So same with going to places when I travel. Oh, if we go to this place, I'm assuming that the hotel accommodation is not as good as what it says on Agoda, you know. So when we get there, I already have a fallback. Like, I'm not gonna fall back on the ratings of what Agoda or TripAdvisor said. And then you get there, the hotel has roaches and crap. So I think it's the same thing with relationships, because those who usually get their hearts broken are the ones who usually are the optimist ones. You know, you like somebody's telling you that, hey, maybe you should take it too seriously, and then your friend will be like, no, 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 she loves me. Like, I'm sure we've had friends like that, Ice, where we're telling our friend already, bay, parang igat man yung girlfriend mo, bay. She's be like, oh, ikaw pa yung naging bad guy, right? Ikaw pa naging bad guy. So, igat, selos ka lang. Like, I mean, like, parang kasama ko man yung kagabi.
All right, but
I mean, you know what I'm
all right,
saying?
okay.
Like, at least
But the
us, like
label,
at
man, the
least us.
label. Why do
No,
you use that label?
no, 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 no. No, guys, think about it. Like, for example, kung us, right? If somebody told us they got yung girl natin, at least we probably already know, right? We're not
Right,
stupid. Like, we probably already know and we
right,
accept
right,
it. You know what I'm saying? But we have friends and we know people who are like oblivious to it because they're super nice. They're super
right.
nice that if you tell them something like that, they will take it against you. Yun yung
You
mga
got
na
my
break our
girlfriend.
heart.
Yeah, that's why she's my girlfriend. What do you
Exactly.
think?
That's probably what we would. But why do you think pumatol sa akin? You know, that's probably what we would say. But there are guys out there that like take the wrong people seriously because they don't know any better.
Yeah,
You
some
know,
guys will be like,
they
no,
had to
no, no,
wear
she's
those.
not. You got. She's just open minded, right? All right, all
Or
right, all right.
okay,
Okay,
if there are girls out there reacting about that statement, okay, what about girls who say "chick boy man yung boyfriend mo"? Oh, that's the same thing.
that's
We
true,
we
right?
hear that all the time. We're labeled as that all the time. Chick boy man yan. You know,
But
when my
dude, I mean,
wifey,
still, I mean, okay. If you
when
think
her,
about
when
it,
her
like
friends found out that she was
you
dating me, all they
you
said
use
was
the
like,
term
"DJ yan,
igat
chick
and
boy
chick
yan."
boy. I mean, chick boy still like I mean, it's still a
A
compliment.
compliment is a compliment,
It's a compliment.
but it's the
But what
same
if like
thing.
I
Okay,
igat?
okay, why is
What if
he
like
got? Okay,
okay,
why is he got an insult
manyak,
and chick boy is a
manyakis
compliment?
man. Well, because chick boy is like it means I think to me it means you're smooth, you're good with girls. But if somebody says like ay manyakis man, that's a different
That's
that's a
different.
different light.
That means you forced the girl. That means
Yes.
you forced her against her
Mamwers,
will.
my image would be like, mamwersa ni manggunit. Hiluan
No,
tani, hiluan.
I
Budnag
mean,
pampatulog.
I mean,
Right?
it's just my take. I mean, that's why for the people out there, if you prefer your heart to be broken slow, then come on, you're not a realist. Come on, don't go in a relationship. Always go in a relationship with the thought that it might fail or it might end. Don't ever go to a relationship thinking this is it. You're setting yourself up for failure. If it
I think a
becomes
lot of women, I
the
think a lot of women uh, would want to go through with the break it to me gently because they would want to gather their emotions and they would want to get ready for that D-Day, when that day finally
how do you
comes
do
that
it?
you're
Okay,
going to break
give me
up.
an example of how to do
No,
it.
I
Like
don't know. I
mag-usap
mean,
tayo
this
pero
is just
next
my
week.
impression, not to be a sexist or whatever, but it's more of like they don't want to be in a situation where they're very helpless. So they want to cling on to someone for as long as they can, right? Until they're ready. Because they would be like, cuz see, women can be sneaky like that, right? They know that it's about to end, but they don't want it to end. They don't want it to end abruptly because they're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh no, I have to land on my feet here.
It's an
So
insult to
this
them. It's
can't,
a major insult
yeah,
to them if they get dumped,
I
right?
cannot just like I cannot end it now. At least a few weeks maybe when I can gather myself. I can be solid. I can be strong emotionally, and I already have other plans. I have to start making plans now so that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I can have all things in place. So when that day finally comes that you're actually like breaking up, then you have all those pieces set, right? Friends that you can go to and hang out with, guys that you're planning to date, so they want things to be in place, so they don't want to have those like abrupt end. So
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay, I will not say like all women, but I think it makes sense, like women who wants
I get what you
who
mean.
wants this
I get
type
what you
of
mean.
end. They would want to like to prepare themselves for
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for that date
They want
when,
it to be
when it
like a
comes.
graceful exit, like a graceful exit, so to speak. Like
Yes, they
they,
they
they
want
don't
everything to
want
be
it to be
set,
like,
right?
yeah, they don't
They
want it
don't
to
want
be
to be
just
like
like a mess.
chaos. Right, yeah. Because it would be a big mess if it's like abrupt. Like, be like, oh no, I don't know what to do now. Who am I gonna call? Who am I gonna see tomorrow? Who am I gonna talk to? What am I gonna do next week? We're not watching a movie because some people in a relationship they have routines, right? Like okay, Wednesdays a movie night. Fridays like okay our bar hopping night. Saturdays we go to clubs. On Sundays we just like chill at home. So like you have all these routines, and if you abruptly end it, they don't know what to do. So it doesn't matter. Okay, now see, I would take back what I said. It's not just women, but also men as well. Like I think that happened to me
Yeah.
as well. Like I mean, if you have a routine, you want to stick with that routine, because if
Yes.
if it ends abruptly, then you're left with no one to do all those like routine stuff that like you used to do. You can go nuts. You can go crazy. So you need to have people in place. You need to prepare for these things. I mean,
I agree.
friends, they must be there when that day like comes. You can't be left alone. Some people, yeah, I mean, when you're going through a heartbreak, you can't be alone, right? That's why your friends are always with you, because sometimes you cry your heart out. I mean, women, they do that. Men, they just like drink to death, right? For
Yeah.
what, like
Yeah.
2 straight weeks until they get really tired. I mean, women do that too. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, those people who have that kind
I
of mindset. Yeah,
I I agree. I
that's
think
why
with
they want
women
it that
that
way.
most women would probably prefer that. Yeah, most women would probably prefer that. I I kind of like, there's several times in my past relationships where I kind of beat the woman to it. Like I knew she was gonna break up with me, and then I beat her to it. Like it's either I just
Right.
stop showing up, or like I find someone else before she does. I it's not planned. Like I don't plan it. Like I don't plan it. It's just I'm really very sensitive to things because I think it started when I started living alone, where I didn't have people, I didn't have a support system. Like I didn't have a mom to cry to, sisters to ask advice from. Like I would come home literally to like dogs, or I would come home to like nothing. And my Lola I never talk about with my relationships. So even if my Lola was still alive, she wasn't somebody that I would confide to in terms of matters of the heart. So I prepared myself for those things because I knew that if I became too dependent on a girl for my happiness, and then all of a sudden that's taken away, or she decides to leave my life, then it's gonna be hard for me to move on. Like when I get home, how am I gonna go to sleep? Who am I gonna say goodnight to? Who am I gonna have telebabad on the phone with? Who am I gonna wake up and have lunch with the next day? So I kind of I'm planning about those things. So I have like this defense mechanism where if I sense that somebody's outgrowing me, like someone's like starting to like not want me around anymore, I
Right.
immediately set things into
If you
motion.
can feel that they're
Like
making a move,
yes,
if
yes,
you
if I
feel that
can
they're
feel.
making moves, I'm like, all right,
If
you're
I
making
can
moves on
feel
me,
that
huh?
you're
I'm gonna
making
beat you to it.
moves, like yeah, yeah,
Ito
yeah. Like,
sa'yo. Boom.
because I mean, so that when the day comes, it's like I'm not. I already have a fallback. Like like what you said, like what you said with other girls, like with girls where you have to break it gently to them, so that when it happens, everything is laid out. Like they're prepared for it. They're ready for it. Same with me, except I don't really like know it ahead of time. I can sense. Like I'm not stupid. Like I know if a girl's still excited to be with me. I know if she starts to get excited about something else.
Yeah, I think I
I
went
do
through
hear
that.
small.
I went through that. I think Joe went through that as well.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah,
all
yeah,
go
yeah,
through
yeah.
that,
Joe, a lot of us, yeah, a lot of us
right?
go through that. A lot of us go through that. A lot of us deal with it like different ways.
You can tell that the
I don't know
relationship
how
is already dead.
yeah, you can tell. You can tell.
Because some people are
Sometimes
like,
you're right.
okay, there was this one interesting conversation back then between Master Yoda and a friend of mine. They were talking, and Yoda was just like, "Oh my god, I mean, I think the relationship is dying." That's what he said. Then this friend said, "Well, is it dying or is it already dead? Which one is it?" And Master Yoda was just, I mean, struck dumb. He was just like, yeah, well, I don't know. Is it dying or is it already dead? Now I'm not sure. So, I mean, if you're in a relationship and you've been in that relationship for quite some time, well, you can actually feel the changes. And sometimes you
Yes,
have to distinguish between if, like the relationship is dying or is it actually dead? So, I mean, there's a
yes,
big difference there. So you might be like, oh, it's
yes,
already dying, but actually it's been long dead. I mean,
yeah,
so you have to consider that as well.
yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree. It's the worst feeling in the world is that for me, the one of the worst feelings in the world is to be with a person who is holding herself back just
Right,
to avoid hurting you. It's like,
right.
no,
And it
man,
feels
you're
like they don't want to
entitled
be
to
with you, right?
yeah,
It
yeah,
feels like
yeah.
that. They don't want to be
But
with
but
you.
but
They're with you, but
but
they're
they're
not
holding
present.
them,
They're somewhere
but they
else.
don't want to hurt you. So I'm like,
Mm,
it's like I would be the first to say, hey, if you like another guy, dude, life's
right.
too short. You put yourself first. The priority is your happiness. Go, because I wouldn't be happy having you around
Saktan mo
and
ako!
you being
Sige,
unhappy,
saktan mo
right?
ako! Ah!
Like Johnny Delgado. No, I wouldn't be. I honestly would be. I mean, I don't know. I've never. I don't know. It really depends. Like I said, if the relationship, if the foundation of the relationship is sex, then I think that's an easier thing. You can negotiate that. Like if it's just sex, like
Right,
you wouldn't mind still
right,
seeing her, right? Because it's
right.
just sex. Like you don't have any emotions attached to it whenever
But
you
but
do
even but
something
but
intimate.
even then, man, even then, because
But if it's from
sometimes
the
you
heart,
can
that's hard.
feel because sometimes the sex too is like, oh, this is not the same sex that I used to enjoy. So you can you,
Yeah,
you can
like
tell that
her eyes are dead.
something's
Her
up.
eyes are dead. Her eyes are
Yeah,
like she's
this
like,
is not as exciting as it used to be. Oh my god, something's up here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, well, even then, man. So yeah, you will feel it. You will feel it if it's there.
that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. That's why you have to be on the same boat with your partner. You have to be on the
Mm,
same boat in terms of like,
right.
okay, you can't want marriage and she only wants a fling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Or you
mm,
you can't be like, I want a family and she wants to have you as just part of her career. And you have to be on the same boat. I think that's very important because somebody's gonna
true.
get hurt real bad if somebody's assuming
Yeah.
something else and the other can only promise this. I think that's why if you're gonna say somebody's a jerk, it's like maybe it's a guy who promises marriage but really has no plans. I would say, yeah, that guy's a jerk. He shouldn't promise marriage. Or, I would rather have women who are like more upfront. It's like, yeah, I'm attracted to you, but sexually. Like I've had a girl tell me that, she's like, yeah, I like you, but more brotherly. Like you're I like you, but more brotherly. But she still like we still dated, but she wasn't really like into me as much as she would probably be with like other guys. Like I was more like kind of like a brotherly kind of guy because I was always there. I was always hanging around,
Right? I love
and
you in a brotherly way, but I can
yeah,
still
yeah,
date
yeah.
you. Sorry, I don't do
So
incest,
this
man.
is
I mean, it's
so
not
this
my
is
thing.
incest.
I don't do incest, all right? So, yeah, like, take it somewhere else.
You were like thinking it too. You were like thinking it. What about incest?
Right? I'm like, what the heck? Oh, I
Brotherly
love
pala,
you in
mas
a
exciting
brotherly
yun.
way, but
Wag
I
kuya,
want to
wag.
date you still,
Wag
boy.
kuya.
Wag po ate, wag po kuya. I mean, come on, right? I mean, don't say that. Don't tell me brotherly love. Just tell me that, like, I don't love you that romantically, but I can still date you, but I'm not that
Yeah, girls said
into
that to
you.
me, man.
Don't use that
Girls
brotherly
said that
love
to
because
me.
that's confusing. And that's like,
And I
that's
even
creepy too.
I remember even I remember even asking her like, is there anything I can do to change that? Like your perspective of me? Is there any way I can do anything I can do? She's like, no, it's just out. And then the funny thing
No,
is,
you just
see,
like
see that's what I
you look too much like my kuya, so I can't change.
actually you are my kuya. No, no, the thing here's here's the thing. It's like it's like it's like I realize this about women. And Gab, if you're still tuned in, here's a tip for you. I know this is about certain women. There are women out there that just don't like it when the guy is following them around. Like they like it when the guy is no longer kind of available. Because like
Right.
once she started seeing me having a girlfriend and being with another girl she started she, she started liking me in a different way. Like she would message me, and I was like, what the heck? Where was this when I was into you? And now I'm no longer into you. But I think it's because I treat her differently because I'm no longer into her. And there are girls that probably found that attractive about me because I probably behave differently if I'm into a girl. Like if I'm into a girl, masyadong pa-impress, trying hard. I'm like, and then when I'm no longer into the girl, even when she's there, I don't freak out. I'm like, I'm chill. I'm like a cooler version of me. I can I can be frank with her. I can laugh at her clothes. I can tell her something that might be a bit offensive and it might trigger something in her. And I noticed that there are girls like that. Like with Billy Kane, he's the type of guy who's like his natural instinct is to compliment. And and I think yeah, a lot of girls like to be complimented. They like it when you compliment their hair, they like it when you compliment their dress. But there are also girls out there that probably don't really get turned on by that. There are probably girls out there who probably like the soplado guys, you know, and and I think that particular ex of mine, when I was being too nice, when I was so into her, that's when she saw me as a brother. That's when she wasn't really attracted to me. And then when I already like sort of fell out of love with her and I was already seeing another girl, then she started seeing me like, okay, so other girls actually like this guy, he's he's actually not 100% like this dude was always there for me. And then she started coming on to me. That's when she started responding to my messages. That's when she started messaging me. That's when she started, so the way I see it is there are certain girls out there, they might be the same person, but they behave differently based on the situation between the both of you. So if like Gab, if you're too nice to a girl, maybe that's how she'll see you. But then if you don't fall out of love with her and don't like her as much anymore, you're not as interested, and then you see each other again, you start hanging out again, it will be a different dynamic. You're going to have a different chemistry. And that might be a chemistry that might work because that's actually what was lacking. She was longing for you to be someone who's not readily available. And it happens, especially now with Facebook, like with Facebook has allowed us to reconnect with people from our past. And when you talk to them now as friends only, no longer as like lovers or whatever, you the conversation is more natural. Like even when you chat with somebody, like it's more natural. It's you're not too conscious about what you're gonna say. You're not too worried about how she's gonna react. It becomes more
Yeah.
natural. You become more
Mm.
honest about it. And I
Right.
think some women find that to be
And you
attractive.
shine because you're natural. Your true
Yeah,
self come
yeah.
out. If you're funny naturally, then you'd be really funny, and that's when people like you. When you're true to yourself, when you're presenting yourself as the true you. You know, the
Yeah.
natural you, the real you.
Yes. 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 My best relationships were like that. Not necessarily my, but my best relationships was where I was just being me, because that was the guy that she got attracted to, and I didn't have a hard time being that guy because that was me. I wasn't trying to be like this perfect guy who's dressing differently and trying to trying to introduce her to just certain friends and not all my friends. And I think I think that's what made my marriage work, with my wifey. It's because she saw, not, I won't say the worst side of me, but she saw everything about me, like, right away. I didn't have time to sugarcoat it because it was a whirlwind romance. I didn't have time to tell my friends, bye, wag mong sabihin ganito ako, ha. Or I didn't have time to, like, bring her to, it's like she saw everything right away. And and luckily she was attracted to it, you know considering that there were probably other guys courting her at the time. And there were also girls out there where I was courting and putting my best foot forward, but she fell in love with another guy. Maybe that guy was being his true self. And either way, bottom line is be you. You be you. If that doesn't work, then there's nothing you can do about that, unless you want to live
Yeah.
a fake life, right? You be you. You know, wherever you may be. Yeah, yeah. Not the you that you think the girl will like, but the you. Raj, the 4:30. Don't like that.
Right.
Get up, man.
So break it to me gently, or baby, don't you break my heart slow. Which heartbreak do you prefer? Me, I would just, I mean, if I will get my heart broken, I would prefer um, the girl to be straight about it. Just give it to me straight. Say it to my face. If you don't like me, don't say it. I don't like you anymore. I
Yeah,
don't want you
same here.
anymore.
Same
It's
here.
it's it will save you time. It will save me time, and I mean, right? We can fight about it. At that particular time, then we let everything out. Then probably we can be friends again after that. But
Honesty is
yeah,
the
but
best policy, right?
honesty is the best policy. Um, yeah, I would want it that way. I mean, waiting and hoping for something that's not coming, that hurts more, right? When you get hurt right then and there, at that time it will really hurt, badly, like really, really bad. You would feel it, and you would hate everything. You would hate yourself. You would hate the other person. But you know, I mean, that particular moment will soon be gone because that's how it is. We move on. But if somebody's setting you up for this, um, like setting you up for a deeper pit, a deeper scar, it's just terrible. I mean, prolonging it, it's torture. I mean, would you rather be tortured or would you rather die instantly? I mean,
Yeah,
if
that's a
the
good
ending is
analogy.
the same, right? I mean, if the ending is the same, if I'm gonna die of torture, I'd rather just shoot me in the head and I'm dead. That's it. I don't want to be tortured. All right. Don't cut my balls. All right. Don't open up my stomach and gut me. Don't do that. Just shoot me in the head and that's it. Get it over with. I would want it that way.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, you get, like I said, the sooner it's done and over with, the sooner you can both move on. The sooner you can both, recover from whatever mess it is. And if you have an opportunity waiting, then you can grab that opportunity right away. Because the worst part is you keep holding on to something and then you let other opportunities pass you by. And then at the end of the day, whatever you had was a sinking ship anyways. Like,
True.
shoot,
True.
I could have dated that other girl. I could have, taken the time to, I could have grabbed the opportunity to travel abroad. I could have grabbed the opportunity to pursue this career, but I held myself back because I was thinking that this might
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So I think you owe it to that person as well so that they can also move on. I mean, yeah, sure, it hurts like hell. And it seems
Yeah.
like, you're going to hate each other. Or she's going to hate you, for doing what it is that you're doing. But at the end of the day, I think she you know she's gonna go through the same crap anyways, and it's easier for her to move on, I think. but it's hard, man. I don't think, there's a new Coldplay song, and the title is it's what's the title? Letting. I don't know if you've heard of it, Ice, but it's I don't want to play it because of copyright. But the title is "Let Somebody Go." It's
Let
with
somebody go.
yeah, with Selena Gomez. Check it out. It's a
All
ballad.
right.
It's from
I'm gonna
their
listen to
latest
it later.
album, the one where they
Right.
they
So it's
were
about
featured with
what? It's about letting go.
BTS.
It's about breaking up,
Yeah, let
getting your heart
somebody
broken.
go. Telling it's actually you letting somebody go.
See,
Um,
see, that's one of the biggest BS ever. Because it's like, I'm breaking your heart. I'm letting you go. Like, no, you're not letting me go. You're breaking my heart. Fuck you. Like, if I'm the one being let go, I'd be like, dude, I didn't ask you to let me
okay,
go. I
two
mean, what kind of an
perspectives.
asshole does that?
Two perspectives with let somebody go. It's either you're letting them go because you can no longer love them, or you're letting them go because they know that they want to be set free, but they can't do it
Right, because they want to
themselves.
be with someone else.
So
I mean, if that's the case, then that's
yeah,
fine. But if you're
so
that
maybe
person's like, "Oh,
it
I'm
could be
letting
that.
you go
It's like
because you found
it's like
someone else," that's
okay,
still like that's still a big BS.
what's that?
That's still
What's that
bullshit,
Jimmy
right?
Bondok song? What's that Jimmy Bondok song? The
Um,
breakup one.
let me be the one.
Okay, let me be the one. Okay, basically, he knows that the girl was gonna break up with him, right?
Right.
That's the story.
Yeah,
He just beat her to it because
yeah.
he knows that
Somebody told me you
she
were
can't find
leaving.
it
I
in her
didn't
heart
know.
to.
Right.
Yeah. See, yeah. So
Somebody told me you were
basically,
unhappy, but it
yeah,
doesn't show.
yeah,
Somebody told me that you
yeah.
fell out of love from me, right? Then
There you
that's
go.
kind of like
There you go.
that's kind of sad.
It sounds
That's kind
like
of sad,
he's the
right? That's
mean guy. It sounds like
yeah.
he's the mean dude, but
No,
he's
no, no,
actually the victim.
no, no, no,
Not
no,
the
no.
victim, but he's the one like
Yeah, if you listen to the lyrics, it's more of like it's really sad for him. It's like one of those saddest songs that I've ever heard. I could I related to that song when I was like waiting for months and months and months. I was singing that song because I mean I knew that the end was coming. Because months,
yeah.
months, months. I'm coming home next month. I'm coming home next month. Months turned into a year. Then it became 2 years. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna end soon. I'm pretty sure. Then it did, and that was really. I mean, if your situation is like that, then right. But I don't know about this new song, like letting go. I mean, some people would do that. They kind of like they're sneaky that way. Like they're bigger assholes if they do that. Like, oh, I'm letting you go, but they're letting somebody go because they found someone else. It's not like the other person found someone else and I'm letting you go, but oh, I'm letting you go because I actually found someone else. I mean, if that is the case, then well, that's kind of like that's kind of harsh. It's like firing someone. Oh, we're letting you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
What? I don't want to
Yeah.
be let go. I don't want to lose my job. I want to stay here and work. What are you telling me? You're letting me go. You're firing me. Like tell me that straight to my face. You're fired. Don't tell me like, oh, we're letting you go.
Like I
You're
don't want to
being
be
let
let
go.
go. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want to be.
like I don't want to be let go. What are you talking about? I want to hang on tight. Stay here.
So so
Tie me to
so
this
so then
chair.
maybe you have a choice, right? Then maybe you still have a choice. Like if you're being let go, then maybe that means they're giving you the option to not go. Like okay, you can go.
Right?
No, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to go. It's fine with me.
Nah,
Like, yeah,
I'm
I mean,
staying.
yeah,
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I mean, if you're not busy, I mean, you do all these shit and whatnot. And if you're not that busy, I'm here and we can still do shit together. That's fine. I mean, some people would be okay with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. There's only so many ways to peel a banana. I mean, you have to be, you just have to make yourself strong. You have to prepare yourself for things like that. Like I said, it pays to be a pessimist. And Ice and I, you know, throw something our way, we're already thinking about that. Like, I mean, I'm not as bad as like some of my friends. I have friends who literally are like, they meet somebody, they literally don't give that person the benefit of the doubt. Like immediately, there's no trust. Like the person hasn't even done anything yet. Like I have friends where I'm not like that. Like I will, uh, I will try to, I'll try to give that person like benefit of the doubt. But either way, regardless, at the end of the day, no regrets.
Yes. No regrets.
Never let somebody hold your happiness,
Right.
or yeah, you know, let them
Yeah, if
contribute to
there's
your
an
joy, but don't
asshole,
let
if there's an
them.
asshole out there who's like letting you go because they found someone else, just all right, just just go, right? Just go. I mean, they don't deserve you for sure. Like Gab, yeah, you've been let go probably several times. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
deserve you. Someday, one day, that person will come. The person who
Agree.
deserves you and the person you deserve. So you
You
just have
might
to
you might
hang
even
on
think
tight.
that person someday, because if that person didn't let you go, you will not meet the next
Yes,
person who you
exactly.
might be the
That is
keeper.
true.
Might be the keeper.
That is
You
true.
do not know.
Like,
You
okay,
do not.
what me and my wife went through, it was a really big mess, but we were thankful that we went through it. You know, I mean,
You
we
grew
we've
from that.
changed, but looking back at all those years, and looking at our situation right now, we're just like, oh, we're happy that we're here. We're happy that we can be open. We are happy that we can be both honest with our feelings, and I mean, yeah, it's better that way. We can just be ourselves and not go through all these like things that we used to like go through like back then. So it's, I mean, yeah, you can thank all those like bad stuff that went about in your life, and those bad people that came to your life as well, like who touched you in certain ways. I mean figuratively speaking, not literally.
Yeah.
Yes, it can actually, yeah, mold you into the best you in the future. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Laban lang, ganern. Yes, laban
Yeah.
lang.
Got it.
Sarah
Ganun.
all. I've seen your sweatshirt.
Laban,
Sarah all.
laban lang
Holy
ganun.
crap.
Ganyan tayo, according to Jepoy.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. So, all right. Anyways, words of advice. Learn from other
Yeah,
people's
just
experience.
yes, and yeah, just stay positive, right? I mean, life goes on, man. Remember that life goes on. It never ends. So it's fine. Whatever you go through. Look at the last thing that you thought that was the worst thing that ever happened to your life. Like if you're going through something right now, look back to one of those things that you thought that was the worst thing that ever happened to you. And I mean, right? You'd be like, all right, that wasn't so bad. I got over it. So yeah, whatever you're going through right now, or the things that you're gonna go through in the future, you're gonna get over it because that's just life. We just move on. We adapt. We survive. That's how we
True
go about
that.
it.
True that.
All
True
right.
that. Well, good luck, Gab. And pretty sure when a door closes, another window opens. So just make sure
All
you
right.
keep your eye out for that. Don't give up on that. You're stronger now. I mean, now is not the
Yeah.
time to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't
All right.
retire
If a door closes,
after a
kick the
loss.
door. Kick the door.
Yeah. Open, damn it.
All right. We'll see you guys on
Let me in,
Thursday.
biatch.
In Biatch. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Do you know what it feels
FYB.
like? Love it so.
It's over.
Wasn't there a part of Wasn't there a part of that song where like the key was changed or something?
Yeah, I know.
Finding out the key
Yeah,
on the door was the lock on the door was
yeah. The lock was
changed.
changed. Like, yeah, and he didn't have a key. He couldn't get in. Kick the door. Kick the damn
I mean,
door.
if you can't take a hint, come on. You know what I'm saying? She changed the locks for crying out
She
loud.
changed the locks. She can actually file a restraining order against you. You don't have the key
That's a
anymore.
weird song.
Like,
That was a
all
weird
right,
song. All right. Anyways,
all
yeah.
right.
So we'll
Anyway,
catch us
yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday. Let's do a live on Thursday again, right? We're doing live.
Yeah.
Let's do
Visit
live.
the house,
Yeah.
Gab. You're yeah. Just let me know when you're
All right.
dropping
So,
by. We're just here.
all right, we're doing another live show on Thursday. So, all right. So, yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you on a Monday. This has been Iceman,
Mhm. Rod Rodriguez.
and all right, peace out. Have a good night. We are out.
Jack 50. I'll go.